Hey, this is Danny, the Butterfly Queen, and we watch the shows so you don't have to. And we come back here and talk about it for 15 minutes. Today, we're going to be doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 2, Martellall interview. I'm going to try to hold on this season. I'm going to try to do all 150 episodes. But I'm being honest, Love and Marriage Huntsville is triggering for me because Martell sounds a lot like my ex, my baby daddy. And it's triggering. It's hard for me to listen to him and listen to his enablers and laugh because I feel like I'm watching an episode of Love and Attraction. If they were not millionaires and had security and cameras around, I literally viably would be afraid for Mel's life. Like, I don't feel like Martell is on the up and up, and it's kind of hard to watch the show and just smile and laugh like everything's cool. But we're gonna keep trudging on. Yeah. Okay, we start off where we left off last week. Carlos is the king of messy. Carlos is messy. So, but he really had to do it. If you think about it, he really has to address it because it looks bad on production. It just does. It's a bad look. But, he was talking to Melody on his, podcast on the go. And he brought Sonny and Moses on the episode. And if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, honey, Sonny was previously part of production. Moses was previously part of the cast. He was dating Destiny, married to Destiny, engaged to Destiny, I don't know. But they're not married. And Carlos has brought them on the podcast, I guess, to explain themselves, honey. And the immediate shade was immediate. Carlos hit Moses with you can come sit on this couch, but you can't sit on the couch behind Destiny when you needed to. And he nervously laughed. Sonny's like, you show up for who you show up for. Mel looks crazy uncomfortable. Yo, the shade. So Carlos is telling a backstory. Somebody out in the audience holler out, and she crossed the line. And Mel was like, listen, this tea may be too hot. I might can't handle all this, honey. But get you a bigger mug, baby. Get you a Stanley cup, honey. Get you a Stanley cup, honey, because he is pouring this tea. So the calamity keeps calamiting. Carlos is calling folks out. When did you meet? Okay, so it was a 9-day gap between the two, January 3rd, January 12th. The shade. The part that I'm bringing up, the audience yelling back, honey, this is a chicken, baby, this is Alabama, honey, this is a chicken circuit. Okay, keep playing. Mel and Stormy look so uncomfortable. Like, you can tell they're all like cringing. Mel got her toes curled up in them Louboutins. Like, Carlos, can I be? It's like she fixing a suit, she playing with a boob, she fixing her hair, like, if I feel like Mel could just roll up on that couch, she would. And it's crazy that she would be so uncomfortable about their conversation, this conversation coming out, when all her and Martell has went all through. Oh, she be cool with that because God said go. But Moses don't think God told you to go nowhere. And even the start of this conversation with Sonny acting like she just can't believe the reaction of the crowd. They're booing, they're yelling things out, and she didn't know it was gonna get. Girl, you had to know how this is gonna look, and it's something that you have to choose to go through when you find love, because you cannot help how you find love, but you have to choose. Is that something that you want to deal with? If you have children involved, your parents, your family. Alabama is really big but really small. Everybody know everybody business. I've been on the receiving hand of that issue. I had a friend. We were friends for a very long time. And when she was constantly trying to introduce me to her new fiance, I was constantly saying no, because in my mind I kept thinking, if he likes this certain type of woman, he's going to like me. And because you don't see that in me, I know he's going to, because I know that type of man. I tried my best to get out of it. I was lying about this. Girl, I ain't home. Girl, I'm here. Girl, I'm finna go. Girl, I died yesterday. Just trying to get out of the introduction. And sure enough, she was away for one day, and her brother brought the men to my house. And from then on, that guy was on me. Like, on me. Well, they actually broke up because I had told her. I was like, listen, your man in my inbox. You want to get him? And they broke up. And probably a year or so later, he reached out again. And we talked, and he was going through a really hard time, and, trying to be there for him and be nice. And we wound up dating, and we got engaged. And we were together for, a good 8-10 months, something like that. And to this day, I'm just the worst person in the world to her. But it was a decision that I made. It was a decision that I stood behind. And I really was okay with it. So when people say and whatever, I'll be like, whatever. Honey, I don't have to ask nobody who I want to date. Mine and her relationship had dwindled down to nothing, really. We were just holding on. I really felt like she was coming to my house to make sure I wasn't dead. Like, there was no relationship. There was no reverence. It was a kind of, so what you got going? That type thing. I feel like it was never genuine, for a long time. So it was what it was. But let's go ahead on, because we ain't got a whole lot of time. No story time. So, honey, we may need to do a two-part 15-minute, because, boy, this episode went. Okay, so first your girl was like, I'm so nervous. I just don't know how they're going to react. I didn't know they was going to boo us. And then when he came with his blur, boy, don't know what you talking about. Honey, she got all up in arms, honey. When I tell you, girl started showing attitude. It was like, well, I'm happy. I reached out to her. You was never number one. He was dealing with multiple chicks when I met him. When was you ever number one? You was always a side chick. Whoa. When did this conversation just flip? Honey, this girl came for Destiny. You hear me? Came for her, knocking on the front door. Destiny, you coming outside or what? So, next thing, we go to Marceau and Marky Mark, the Marks, are going to see the other Mark and talk to him about how he been cutting the food. And making sure that he's not exposing anybody, and really trying to make sure he's not exposing them. Trying to make sure for maximum culpability. And here comes the delusion. I'm convinced Martell lives in an alternate universe, that he didn't actually see the things he does. I'm trying to figure out how hard Melody was going at him when we weren't hearing anything. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Melody is perfect. I am absolutely team Melody, but I'm not going to act like she's perfect, because no one's perfect. But I'm just trying to figure out, where is this she was going so hard at him that he was referring to, unless it was something that was not done on the internet, because we weren't seeing anything. To be quite honest, I think both of them was really quiet. And I want him to quit pushing this narrative that he got arrested for a text message. He got arrested for harassing communications. It was a text message that was sent with a picture. And I think the picture was the issue, not the text. When you had just nearby got in trouble for threatening to send revenge P. Come on, Marcel. Like, you can't be this slow. And I blame the people that are around him who are going in with this bull crap that he's spewing and he's talking about the mother of his children. My thing is, what do you think those kids are going to feel when they get a little older, when they're able to articulate the feelings and say to their dad, you are a piece of ish, that you treated my mom like that, and you put our business all over the internet, and you talked about her like this, and you constantly filmed with her and making her seem like she was nothing, because I don't care what you say, them children gonna be on that mama's side. They just are. That's what children do. That's just what they do. They be on their mama's side. Even if it takes them being on their dad's side for a minute, or wanting to prove something to their dad, they always wind up back on their mom's side, because their mom was the one who raised them. They were in the house with mom. And all the proof, it ain't even a biased thing with those children. Look at what all you've done, Marcel. Look at what all you said. Ugh, he is sickening to me. I honestly was like 2 seconds from skipping his scenes simply because I didn't want to see it. If I were not recapping and reviewing this show, I would not watch it. Just to be honest. But let's go on. I'm serious. I can't watch too much Martell. And then Mart stooped himself on them, and he's so pressed about the fact that Mel hadn't failed. This man, Tisha's husband, Mart, that's his name from now on. He wanted Mel to fall on her face so badly because he wants to prove to Tisha that if she leaves him, it won't work out as well for her. That's the entire point for him. Because every time he comes for Melanie for no absolute reason, like you take into her and the millimeters for what? They're a bunch of mindless people who gonna go buy all her shirts. And you know she doing more than shirts at this point. Stop playing. But that's the way he demeans who she is as a woman, as a strong woman who made the decision to leave her husband, take her children, and go on about her business. And he cannot let Tisha see that being successful, because if he does, he knows how much Tisha idolizes Mel. Tisha is a fan that turned into a hater, and he knows it. So he's thinking to himself, like, I have got to downplay what Mel is. Because if Tisha goes and does this, she's going to excel at it too. And I'm going to be sitting here looking stupid. I don't want to turn into Martell. Marceau does not want to be Martell. Mart does not want to be Martell. He said it last season. Yes, I want my marriage. Because he knows that if Tisha was trying to get away from him, get him on his thumb, she gone and he through. Martell basically said it. He said it. It's not about the fans. It's not about his family. It's about him. And getting his side out. And saying what he wants to convey. He is the most narcissistic. If they were not millionaires with security, if Mel was not a millionaire with security, I would fear for her life. Because he is just that delusional into think. I think he would literally try to do her harm. She'd have to kill him. Because I'm sure he'd be coming to do the same thing to her. Okay, so next thing we got Stormy going to Kiki's house because Kiki been talking. Putting stuff out on the blogs. Line said with her mama. Honey, she got to adjust to the fact of what Tisha said about her and Mean on the reunion. I almost forgot about that. And you bringing it up now. Girl, we don't care if you and Big Boy cheating on each other. I mean, do what works for you in your marriage. Honey, nobody care. Y'all not giving main character energy at this point anyway, so it's okay. But yeah, she talked to him about that or whatever, and he was like, listen, it was 19 years ago. I don't remember. Right. That's how we feel too. Okay, so she's talking to Kiki or whatever, so they bringing up the retreat they had went on. And of course, to get motion, Kiki had to say, I felt some type of way about Mel. To get motion on this show, you have to become a Mel hater. I noticed that. And to get motion on this show, to feel like you're going to get the clicks and the views, you got to start hating Mel. So Kiki's jumpsuit, now she hates Mel. Right. So, by the end of the conversation, Stormy really got Kiki to admit that, this is a little bit more of her fault for kind of releasing or kind of saying, or she accepted a little bit of accountability. Not for real and not really, but she agreed with her. Let's just say that. Okay. This is the first half. We're not going to do this one in 15 minutes. And I don't think we're going to do many of the Love and Marriage Huntsville shows in 15 minutes. So, this is part 1. Come back for part 2. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next video.